International Ecotech Fair. And we have also organized IRES companies from Hong Kong, including those from the environmental sector, to visit various markets for business discussions. Next, please. As I mentioned earlier, we have an approach of promoting the green credentials of the Hong Kong companies. So we have made use of our online business matching platform, where we feature hundreds of thousands of companies with products and services by asking an independent third-party verification company to certify which company has attained certain environmental certifications. And when buyers are looking for products, services, or partners, they can select those companies or suppliers who fulfill certain environmental requirements before they start negotiation or before they place orders. Next slide, please. So much about how we promote green products. Allow me 1 more minute to tell you our experience in doing some in-house green measures. As I mentioned earlier, we organize so many trade fairs in Hong Kong every year. We actually built the booths ourselves through our special exhibition services team. Since the year 2000, we have employed a lot of environmental friendly measures, the use of recycled materials. We have also brought in some new machines for cleaning the equipment, for removing stickers on the panels so that we can use the panels many times over. I think we are also the first organizer of trade fairs to have a containerized storage for exhibitors who design their own custom-built booth. So the whole booth, after using at a particular trade fair, can be put inside a container, shipped into our storage in Hong Kong, and then the next year, they can bring the whole booth again back to the venue. So we thought this is an environmental friendly measure, and that is also very welcome by our exhibitors. And last but not least, if I may mention, in our expansion of the Convention and Exhibition Center in Hong Kong, we have converted a walkway for people into exhibition hall. So we have knocked down quite a lot of glass panels from the beach, from the walkway. We have used those glasses to make very interesting souvenirs as our corporate gift to our clients. So we thought we would never forget the walkway that we love so much. Of course, we love the new venue even more because it gives us more exhibition space. So that's all I have for this meeting. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite Macau Trading and Investment Promotion Institute, please.
Good afternoon, dear Chairman and friends from ATFP Economies. It gives me great pleasure to be here today and having the opportunity to share and exchange views with you. First of all, on behalf of Macau Trade and Investment Promotion Institute, IPIM, I would like to express our gratitude to the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MNCCI, for hosting this CEO meeting. Asia is currently one of the most dynamic regions in the world, with promoting green business being one of the key focus to ensure sustainable development. With Macau's role as the Trade and Economic Cooperation Service Platform, we have actually promoted green business through a series of economic activities, namely forum and seminars, exhibitions, as well as business matchmaking events. I would like to start my presentations with a brief introduction of Macau International Environmental Cooperation Forum and Exhibitions, MIECF, and then I'm going to show you some examples of how IPIM promote green business cooperation. MIECF, hosted by Macau SAR government, with IPIM and the Environmental Protection Bureau as host coordinators, and co-organized by the governments of the provinces and regions in the Pampa River Delta region, has been held annually in Macau since 2008. The objective of this event is to promote a green economy, green business, and the development of green technology through regional cooperation. All members of the PPRD region set up their own pavilions and sent high-level officials and delegations to participate in the event. The strong support from these governments cements MICEF's role as an important business and technology exchange platform to promote sustainable development in the region. After years of effort, MIECF has gradually become a significant branded environmental exhibitions in the PPRD region and the international market. And it is actually the second Macau trade show to be awarded the UFI UV approved event status. In fact, the annual MIECF has attracted government and industrial leaders, academics in the environmental field from different countries and regions to participate in the event, either as visitors or exhibitors. The internationally well-known speakers has also shared their thoughts at MIECF, such as Dr. Joseph Stiglitz, one of the most prominent economists in the world and recipient of the Nobel Prize in Economic Science. Mr. James Zhao, president of Longon Group, is an expert on eco-agriculture, as well as Professor Jeffrey Sachs, director of the Earth Institute of Columbia University. The size, professional standard, and international participations of the event have improved year after year, making it as an important cooperation and exchange platform for the environmental industry. The successful three-day 2014 MIECF held in March, attracting 9,245 visitors, conducting 800 business matching sections, and a total of 26 project cooperation agreements were signed. As an official agent responsible for the promotion of trade and investment, IPIM attaches great importance to encouraging the development of more green enterprises. In recent years, we have adopted a series of green measures in various trade fairs and exhibitions, including the MIECF, as I just introduced, and the Macau International Trade and Investment Fair, MIF. Meanwhile, I would like to show you some examples of the measures taken at MIECF. Examples: to actively promote the concept of the green exhibitions, MIECF exhibitors were encouraged to exercise green practices. Most of the booths and decorations were constructed from recycled or recyclable materials. For instance, recyclable construction materials were used in the construction of the Macau Pavilion. It is also worth mentioning that the venue has not been carpeted since 2013. Green initiatives have been validated with statistics. The volume of waste was significantly reduced to be fewer than 20 lorry loads in 2014 MIECF as compared to the 106 lorry loads of waste collected during the 2008 edition. It is a measure that, in line with the government's policy of reduce waste at source and recycle by reducing as much as possible the amount of waste generated by the event. More example, a total of 3,000 potted plants were used to decorate the venue the first time during this year's editions of MIECF and distributed to the public on the last day of the event. Over 2,500 square meters of inkjet posters were donated to social enterprises after the event for the production of recycled shopping bags, which is to be distributed at next year's MIECF. Besides, a financial incentive of up to 60% to subsidize the booth rental fees is provided to eligible Macau SMEs. So the exhibition fees is around US dollars, $610 US dollars per standard booth. Programs such as Green Booth Awards and Green Electricity Rebate Scheme are set in order to encourage booth design and construction companies to make use of eco-friendly construction materials. The Green Booth Awards provides incentives to wall-space exhibitors and booth designers and recognize their efforts in adopting greener designs of their booths. On the other hand, the Green Electricity Free Rebate Scheme provides exhibitors with 10 to 20% rebate on the electricity they use in relation to the green design of their booth in the event. Green business matching, Green Business Matching provides an online service as well as on-site support for exhibitors seeking business partnerships. We invite local and overseas hotel buyers to meet eco-product suppliers at the Green Hotel Sourcing section. During MIECF, major local hotels were invited to participate in the Green Business Matching for the procurement of green products, including hotel supplies, energy-saving systems, renewable energies, green building solutions, and equipment for waste and water treatment. In addition, MIECF has attracted the participation of various electric vehicle manufacturers. Furthermore, the establishment of an Environmental and Energy Saving Fund in 2011, established in 2011 by the Macau SL government with startup capital of $25 million US, brings deeper cooperation opportunities for the development of green business, making use of the MIECF platform to foster cooperations and networking. In fact, in 1994, the Macau government had been integrating trade and investment promotions together. Therefore, you can see here we are able to provide a range of services with regards to trade and investment promotions. Besides, as far as the trade promotion is concerned, we are used to organize exhibitions, subsidizing local companies in participating trade fairs in overseas countries and regions. We are also able to provide one-stop service to assist investors from a simple inquiries, company setup until the license concern is obtained. In addition, just last year, we just launched the one-stop service to assist MICE organizers, which we are able to help them to organize exhibitions and conventions events in Macau. With the sustainable development of Asian economies, the green industry is becoming increasingly important. We sincerely welcome ATFP members to make use of the Macau platform to foster mutual development and explore new green business opportunities. Taking this opportunity, I would like to invite you all to participate in the 2015 MIECF, which will be held from 26 to 28 March next year. Finally, I wish everyone good health and a prosperous future. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Indian Trade Promotion Organization. Please.
Mr. Chairman and Chairman Jetro and all colleagues, I join other colleagues in again thanking the Mongolian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry for this hospitality, as well as for hosting this extremely significant event in Mongolia. Now, friends, the topic given to ITPO, that is the India Trade Promotion Organization, is TPOs for sustainable development in promoting green business and trade facilitation. I'm going to take the indulgence of the chairman to today not take ownership of this presentation, which is in front of you, but to lay out some of the points relating to India and India Trade Promotion Organization as a trade promotion organization with the sort of objectives that have been spoken about all across the day, across the table by my friends. The Indian government is a large government. Our Prime Minister has recently stated that he wants to reduce government and increase governance. But I bring this point forward to state that there are a large number of entities in India that are dealing with the issue of foreign direct investment, sustainable development, and green practices in particular. I would like to state that India is both a recipient and an investor overseas. There is a very large foreign direct investment within India, and there is a large amount of investment that India makes in countries abroad. Now, the players in the game are many. There are a large number of subject-specific ministries. It's a federal structure with the states having a very big stake in their own development because the industries and factories have to be housed in the states. There are a large number of export promotion councils dealing with various products, goods, and services. And along with that, there is the role of ITPO, which has been very primary from its inception, that is 1976, but certainly no longer so central to the idea of both foreign direct investment, green practices, as well as sustainability. Now, what has happened is that with the process of liberalization, there have been a large number of players in the game who actually are building up greater databases by the day, and to be very proud of the initial database that ITPO possessed before liberalization, that has, I believe, formed a springboard for future actions by ministries, organizations, as well as trade promotion organizations. So what I would like to state today is that the activities of the India Trade Promotion Organization are largely centered around the use of the exhibition medium as a very viable trade promoting activity, both for enterprises from overseas to come and showcase their products and services in India, and also for ITPO to carry investors with it in their numerous fairs abroad. So along with that, there is an activity level of perhaps 100 plus 35 overseas and 100 activities in Delhi alone. And with that, if we add about 250 activities in our other centers in Bangalore and Chennai, it's a large hook. And the hook is using the exhibition industry to bring forward the maximum trade, retail trade, and international development. Now, with the new role, ITPO has more or less fixated itself on micro, small, and medium enterprises, because it is that branch of industry that we believe requires the greater support. So our seminars, our matching, and our business initiatives are more in the nature of the small and medium enterprises, taking them overseas, attracting them to India, and supporting them in India. And I am proud to say that over the 3 years that I have been involved with the ATPF Forum, we have had a slew of initiatives, and I have a very deep gratitude to a number of colleagues, or their seniors or their juniors across the table, who have actually supported India Trade Promotion Organization in spreading the message of fairs relating to food or leather or whatever overseas, as well as bringing them to India. So I would then state, and I would say this to the Chairman Jetro, that this medium has been an important medium, widely used by the ITPO, and definitely very consequential for ITPO's long-term development. As far as we are concerned, we interpret sustainability for showcasing excellence of our country in diverse fields. And I'm not going into specifics because the range of fairs crosses and straddles all mediums. We approve the holding of international trade fairs in India, wherein we are a regulator. We are responsible for the implementation of events, and we are mandated by the various ministries to do so. And we assist the buyers seeking information relating to sourcing products from India and overseas so that they can have a proper opportunity in the India growth story. I am not going to bring out the benefits of the young population that India has. I'm not going to talk of the very high level of entrepreneurial development India has. I'm only going to state that the present government and our present management is very keen to promote the entrepreneurial spirit, covering men and women, and we are doing it through manufacturing zones, through special export promotion zones, through export promotion zones, through the idea of smart cities, and so on. But at the base of it all is better infrastructure, greener infrastructure, and a road, highway, and port network which is going to support India's aspirations. I think there is a lot of theory in this presentation of what green business means to international trade, and I will not dwell upon it because the very, very intelligent young men and women across the table understand this probably better than I. But I will just take one very, very important consequence of the impact as well as the appreciation of eco-friendly methodologies and green technologies. I think we just go into this one, the next one, that the openness to trade leads to a more efficient use of resources, we believe, and stimulates growth and economic levels. I think it's the one before this, Hitesh, doesn't matter. And this supports conservation and sustainability. Now, how this has actually helped is an example I will give from the garment sector as well as the leather sector, whereas world opinion and better environmental standards and the demand for better environmental standards in the world spurred this garment industry to comply with all international compliances for the garment industry. And I'm proud to state that it has happened even for the leather industry, where pollution as well as environmental degradation was a huge challenge. So I think the green growth is a sine qua non of economic development, and we need not dwell upon the importance of it and the fact that TPOs can help. Now, coming to the role of TPOs in green business, some of my friends have brought very, very specific examples of various trade fairs, various consultations on developing the green business, so to speak. I think we have removed a large number of barriers to trade, as well as disseminated the information relating to transfers of technology. And in every trade fair that we mount, there is a green section, which we haven't really brought out pictorially, but there is a green section, whether it's books and paper, leather and associated goods, machinery for the leather industry, which promotes greenness and eco-friendly procedures, as well as for the garment and textiles, which is a very, very traditional industry of India. I will now go into the collaboration of TPOs, a point which has been brought about in very emphatically by Mr. Ishige when he made his presentation. And I now recall his three principles that he outlined. I joined some of my colleagues to state that the TPO represented here, in many cases, is really not the last word for foreign direct investment or for business matching, because there are a number of other agencies like the Foreign Investment Promotion Board, the Ministry of Finance, and most importantly, the states of India, who are the ones who decide as to where and how a particular industry bringing in foreign direct investment would be located or brought in. And let me tell you, friends, there is a scramble among states, especially the port-rich states, to attract foreign direct investment. Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and many such centers like Orissa being heavy recipients of both foreign direct investment as well as industries to be located in their region. Now coming to what ITPO has done, and I would just like to draw upon these green initiatives. Now, friends, they may appear very fundamental to you, but I would just like to state here that ITPO is now on the cusp of a very, very large development of its property and its facility for a state-of-the-art, ultra-modern exhibition cum convention complex. But what I am administering at present, and what has been with us since 1976, is now, by today's estimation, very, very dated infrastructure. Very dated infrastructure. So I will just say that we have used energy efficient methodologies. We have made great restrictions for our exhibitors to use some of the energy gobbling means of exhibiting their products. Next. We've used email, we've gone into an IT mode so that we save paper. There's a lot of dissemination of information, and again, gratitude to the other TPOs who've been supporting us. Just go forward. Mobile application, which tells you where you are, where an exhibitor is, a use of e-portal, ramping up the corporate websites, broadcasting technology being used. Go forward. And a lot of, and I'm very proud to state that there has been a great saving, both of energy in terms of electricity consumption and two of water consumption, two things that we are very, very particular about. So friends, this is in brief what we have done with ourselves. And I would like to state that there have been fairs that have been mounted in Malaysia, Sri Lanka, many in Japan, of course, which is traditional, Taiwan, Bangladesh, in Australia. My friends from Australia are not here, but we are leaping into Australia for the first time at the Perth Royal Show as the guest nation. And as far as JETRO is concerned, we use the JETRO offices in India to support us in terms of business matching as well as drawing in of exhibitors for an auto ancillary show or for the leather show, for which I'm, again, very grateful. I'd end by stating, friends, that in the 27 years since the existence of the ATPF, much development has taken place in the world. There have been revolutions, there have been changes of government, there have been changes in modes of thinking, new leaders. I do believe that the focus could very well be the use of an exposition / exhibition as a hook and as a central point for more business matching, more support to small and medium enterprises, and to move ahead in our joint vision of assuring a high rate of growth with the correctives, with the social indicators, and with the greenness that we wish to ensure. Thank you so much for your attention. And apologies for straying away from the presentation, which was not made by me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Martrade, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to start the presentation by making a statement that the role of TPOs, the role of promoting green business is not the job of the TPOs only. The reason being that you cannot promote green business if you do not have the enabling environment and the proper ecosystem in place. And so I'm going to start my presentation to say why it's so important to have the policy in place to drive the business, to generate the interest in green. So looking at the first slide, it's a statement that we know as a country, we are proud of the green that we have. So if we have this amount of green in the country and you want to promote the green agenda, policies have to be put in place before the TPO can do its job. So this is what the Malaysian government has put in place in terms of the have to go green. This is about the quality of life and saving the earth for the next generation. So these were the 4 pillars upon which the Malaysian National Green Technology Policy was put in place. That made the role of the TPO easier because we had the backing of the government with us. And the 4 main objectives of the green agenda was to facilitate the growth of the national economy, because this is still about growing your economy. Whether it's green or not green, economy has to grow. We have to have sustainable development. We have to increase the capability and competitiveness of the business sector if you want to go green. And you have to enhance public awareness and increase education. So if you have these 4 objectives in mind, then it's easier to push the green agenda. And what the government did, which made the situation easier, was they created the Ministry of Green, Energy, Technology and Water. That's making a strong policy statement that we will set up even a green ministry. And underneath that green ministry, they set up the Malaysian Green Technology Corporation to develop business technology, to provide funding, to provide incentives and drive the agenda. So that was what I meant by having the enabling environment and the ecosystem in place to help the TPO. And of course, Malaysia has already committed itself to reducing CO emission by 40% by the year 2020 at Copenhagen. So this, in a nutshell, is setting the environment. Now, when we come to the role of the TPO, which is smart trade, I think we don't really run away from the traditional roles of what we always do. We develop industries, we help promote, we provide advice, and we provide information, and we come up with export promotion policy strategies, action plans, and vehicles. So the role of a TPO does not change, but the focus to the new industries does. So in this regard, in terms of promotion activities, Matrade, as the National Trade Promotion Agency of Malaysia, continued to encourage the participation of Malaysian companies in international trade exhibition, which had a green agenda inside. So we participated in Global 2014 in Vancouver, bringing sustainable innovation and best practices to Canada. We participated in water and wastewater treatment. These are very niche areas, but they have very high value in terms of business opportunity. Talk of wastewater treatment, many countries require help. So we have encouraged companies to go to Laos, Cambodia, even in China, we have a lot of these companies. Vietnam, water exhibition. These are just some examples of what a TPO has to do. We still have to bring companies to where the opportunities are in the area of green. It's still our traditional work. But before that, we must have the industry with us. So once we identify the industry's capability, we then match them with the appropriate events overseas, be it EcoBuild in India, EcoBuild in London, Africa Energy. In Africa, we went to this program called Solutions for Africa, and we also participated in Macau, and many of the ASEAN TPO forums, countries' exhibitions, we were there, supporting our initiatives. So each of us have given something that we could towards the initiative among colleagues in ASEAN TPOs. Secondly, we continue to push trade and market information to our clients. They need to know what are the new regulations that EU is putting into place that's going to be a hindrance to the exports of Malaysian wood-based products, palm oil products, in the name of green. We know many of these campaigns does sound like it's a non-tariff barrier, but if you don't comply, you lose the market. So we push this information, and we use online information dissemination as our first point of pushing information. So companies that are registered with Matrade receive daily updates on this regulations through email. We also have come out with, just one slide behind, please. One slide behind. Yeah, I'm on, back. Yeah, I'm on this slide now. Our website has got enough information about all the incentives and assistance the government provides so that people can read, because SMEs will forever say they do not know. That's the standard of as small, medium companies, all right? So we go on to educate them. Now we've come out with a publication called What's New for Malaysia? This publication tells the world that we've got something new. Hey, if you don't know about it, read this magazine. It's an online publication. It goes out to targeted companies, importers, and those who need to know what's new in the market. I'm sure other TPOs have this. The next slide, we've come out with publications on biomass and related services in environment. We have come out with a publication called Malaysia's Excellence in Green Technology. These are traditional tools, but still in new areas. Moving forward, the private sector has come out with a green trade fair called International Green Exhibition Malaysia. This is the 5th year in running. It's a private sector initiative. The TPO is now supporting this initiative by bringing in international buyers and business partners. And that is what Matrade comes. We do not compete. We complement and help them out. So in this regard, I would like to invite everybody around the table to please send your companies interested in the green agenda to this exhibition that's coming down in October. The next one. Martrade organizes our own event. We call it InTrade. But over the years, InTrade has taken different focus. This year, it's about lifestyle. Lifestyle means green, saving the universe, saving the earth. So we are focusing this year on the green lifestyle sector. And within that, the next slide, we are introducing green fashion. It can't be seen clearly on the slide. Within the lifestyle, we're talking about sustainable fair growth in the fashion industry, green technologies in fashion, empowering women and youth through new green eco products. So you can see the agenda changes according to the flavor of the day, but the vehicles are there to help the companies. Next slide, we talk about the halal industry. Not many of us know that the halal industry is very much a green industry because it's the non-food sector focuses on non-chemicals, using organic products, green products. Again, you can find a niche, a growth in this sector. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we go deeper and deeper. Going forward, some of the green exports defined by us, this is the most difficult problem for TPO. Under the customs classification, there is no classification called green. So in order to find out your success, you have to create the classification for yourself. LED is green, fine. Solar is green, fine. Insulation materials are green, fine. Palm oil-based products are green, yes. MDF boards made from recycle is green. So we as a TPO have to show the outcome to some innovative ways because customs do not classify these as green. So that's a challenge I think we have to look into how we're going to say that we're promoting green when we can't get the numbers. So moving forward, there are some pictures that is not appearing on the slides, but you have it with you. We have organic fiber tableware made from recycled products. We have household products made from green recycled products. We have chemicals that are green-friendly chemical products for building industry. We have a lot of outdoor garden products made from recycled products. We are very strong in sustainable building and site management. We have provided these services to Singapore, India, in Middle East, in designing green buildings. We are also going into the green electric vehicles, which is the next generation in the auto industry. Malaysia has an auto industry, so we have to build the green agenda there in the auto industry. We have a permanent display area for 500 companies in our building that showcases the best of Malaysian SME products, and there is a section called Go Green. So that gives them, again, another platform. So what I'm trying to say is that TPOs still do what we have to do, but we have to open up the windows of opportunity within what we have. And I'd like to conclude by saying that the TPO's role and engagement in promoting green, you need three things. First of all, you need a strong policy announcement. Government must be committed. Secondly, we need to disseminate information out about market requirements and about potential supply from the home side. But it is the best industry to develop innovation. Continuously, green can drive innovation. The market doesn't know that they want it, but the industry can produce it for the market, and the market will use it. Last but not least, the TPOs have to create the awareness to the business sector that you cannot ignore the green agenda. It's not about profit, but making profit while saving the earth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, our last presentation, but not least, of course, will be made by Taipei World Trade Center. Please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lydia Zhou, and I'm here to talk about Taipei World Trade Center's role and activities in the promotion of Taiwan's green business. Taiwan is a small island nation with very limited resources, but it doesn't keep us from becoming a model nation in advancing sustainability. Over the years, Taiwan has gained a lot in the development and use of green technology, green building structure, green factory operations, etc. From this chart, we can see that as a leading exporting country, exports of green products account for nearly 19% of Taiwan total outbound shipments. Taiwan leads in exports of ICT products, PV cells, LEDs, and bicycles. Our nation, however, doesn't merely supply goods. We strive to create more sustainable solutions to make life easier and business more competitive, but without sacrificing the environment. A case in point is our public bike sharing system, which helps save on energy cost, reduce carbon emission, beautify the city's landscape, and improve traffic flow. In Taiwan, we call this U-Bike, which started in Taipei and is now being promoted in other major cities as well. Thanks to its brilliant design, easy access, and 24/7 service, it has generated a lot of interest from countries worldwide. U-Bike is a design of the prestigious Taiwanese manufacturer Giant. Next, yes. It's convenient to use and it has great features such as an ingenious locker, low stand over height, and an adjustable seat. Moreover, it's fitted with reflective tires, a rear defender, and an auto-detect sensor to automatically adjust light brightness. This 3-speed control bike is also fitted with a specially designed waterproof and stain-proof seat with antibacterial feature, as well as a bike basket. Currently, there are 166 bike sharing stations around Taipei and more than 5,000 bike units offered for public use. A rider can use his or her EC card to register online or at a bike kiosk or a service center. For added convenience, a rider may also look up for the nearest bike sharing station on a smartphone with the corresponding app. Effective promotion campaigns, such as free use for the first 30 minutes, have helped build public awareness. U-Bike is available to the public around the clock, even on weekends and holidays. A call center has been set up to provide assistance to bike users. For instance, if there is no bike at the station, or if all parking posts are occupied, just ring up the center and help comes within 10 minutes. On top of this, a rider can get 30 minutes free ride as compensation for the inconvenience cost. Like the U-Bike system you have just seen, we from Taiwan aim to provide total solutions in advancing green products that benefit all, including the environment. Through this all, Taipei World Trade Center plays an important role in promoting Taiwan's green business. As the foremost trade promotion organization of Taiwan, we have these green missions: to collaborate closely with the Taiwan government in promoting green trade, to assist Taiwanese manufacturers in developing green markets overseas, to connect international firms with Taiwanese partners for green business. There are several ways we promote green business. Next. One of our trade promotion activities is to hold more events in different emerging markets. This is to highlight Taiwan's green image through innovative, eco-friendly products. Such events were held in Indonesia, mainland China, and Thailand this year, with each attracting over 10,000 attendees, including visitors from print and broadcast media sectors. 30 brands have joined our campaign this year. So far, 40 products, including bicycles, green building materials, LED lightings, and green textiles, etc., have been successfully been promoted in these markets. One of the products is from Syntex company, which have receiving a lot of attention lately. Seeing a lovely textile song is their slogan. This company uses recycled plastic bottles and processed coffee ground to produce textiles which are breathable, wind and water resistant, compressible, odor control, and thermally efficient. Such textiles were used in making the uniform of the 10 national teams of this year's FIFA World Cup, such as United States, Brazil, France, Australia, and South Korea. As a matter of fact, Nike had partnered with Taiwan 4 years ago for the FIFA World Cup in South Africa. It takes only 18 plastic bottles to make a complete set of soccer uniform. More importantly, using such material to make clothing consumes 30% less energy. We have set up Taiwan green trade zones at some major international trade fairs. In addition to the enterprise area, we also introduced Taiwan Eco Products Demo House, which features Taiwan intelligent green building concept. Okay, next. We are planning to set up a few Taiwan Green Products Display Center for public viewing in our overseas branch offices. And the Taiwan Trade Center, London, is the first opened for business. This area allows people to learn more about Taiwan's growing green industry and to provide a place where the business can meet and be inspired. Last year, we organized a total of 230 overseas trade promotion events. Many of them focus on green products, such as smart grid, PV cells, LED lightings, etc. In Taiwan, our organization hosts several international green product exhibitions. 2 of them, Taiwan International Photovoltaic Exhibition and Taiwan International Green Industry Show, are going to be held next month. Welcome you all to visit us. It's our sincerest hope that we can work together in advancing green development in your country as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will have this question and answer session. So please, green floor is open. A little bit tight. Now maybe we will go now coffee break, then we'll come back and okay, you have, huh? Please.
Just a small comment or suggestion from my side. Thanks to 7 TPOs for your presentation, which was very informative. I came up to my mind about an example of what we do in JETRO, TPOs helping green business. In local cities, municipal governments, they are in charge of drinking water and also wastewater. We, in this meeting, talked about products, more or less about products, but we can probably help in a sense of technology and also service as well in the green business. And since Japanese local governments help the water treatments, we use their technology to help or to business matchmaking with those countries which are in need of water, clean water and waste management. So what we do is to talk with the governments of overseas countries to suggest the technologies that we have in Japanese local governments together with the local SMEs that those local governments have. And the regional business matching scheme that I've been talking about, the RBM, that scheme can be applied to this, which is matchmaking those local areas in other countries in need of the technology and can be matched with the technology that Japanese local governments have, plus the services that Japanese SMEs have. So there are several examples of these matchmaking, and this can contribute to the green business of bettering the environment of those mostly developing countries. Just an introduction and suggestions in the future. Maybe we can use this RBM program to do this matchmaking of technology. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, before the announcing the coffee break, I just try to summarize what we have now. 7 stories, 7 green stories, 7 cases. It is out of 22. So that means that the rest of these TPOs has also its own stories. And I just was informed by Mr. Nishige that it is, I think it is first time, especially focus on this green business for ATPF. So that means that we are starting as an agenda maybe of the continuous discussion of this green business promotion as an integral part of those ATPF activities in further. So I think I dare to think that would be a very good area, and I will add this 3 proposal made by JETRO might be added 4th proposal, that is this green business networking scheme, because 7 case studies, 7 stories, each of them very interesting. And for example, India TPO was fundamentally considering this regarding with the sustainable, which is in everybody's mouth now worldwide, starting from this UN Secretary General, everybody talking about this sustainable development, and definition of this in business context, definition of the sustainable development is really meaning to see these three components: society, people, environment, economy. So this combining how to, and this green business is right now is this job of the minority, de facto. How to make sure that it should be job of the majority. That is how to we promote this green business. Each TPO have very good story, and I think anyway for us, MNCCI, I was thinking that now I have 7 story. Now I will add another more than 15 story. Then we will have kind of good luggage of this networking with us. So we will have good equipment for sharing with Mongolian business people from each countries. So I think I think if ATPF as this forum, we will make and combine and consolidate the effort on this green business promotion. I think everybody will benefit. So that is, I think, my just summarization. And we did not mention about the CSR, corporate social responsibility, we did not mention about this green financing, etc., but it is itself automatically goes when, for example, we are trying to promote business. It means that we are providing and trying to promote more responsible business for the society. Thank you very much for all presentations. Now I will announce coffee break, green coffee break.